Hey guys, welcome to our channel. This week we are on the Disney Treasure, and this is going to be the ship tour, so you can be able to see all the stuff on the ship. Now right now I'm on deck 3, and these are the doors that you come through when you enter the ship on embarkation day. So deck 3, when you walk into the ship, the first thing that you'll see is the atrium. Now, notable features here in the atrium is that they do have this main stage area, which is different than the first two classes of ships that came out with the Magic and the Wonder, and then the Fantasy and the Dream. So this setup is new as part of what you see on the Wish, the Treasure, and then the Destiny, which is coming out soon for its inaugural sailings. But you have the stage here, and it is 3 decks tall. And then, specific to the Treasure, are the statues here in the atrium, which it is Jasmine and Aladdin. Something really cool over here is you have the lamp, and at midnight, the lamp will start to glow, and just along that banister up the entire way, lights turn on as if it's the smoke from the genie coming out, and it goes all the way up to that top floor balcony railing, and then we'll come back down. It's pretty cool to see. So continuing on from deck 3 atrium, let's head over to this hallway, which is the starboard hallway towards forward. Now if you come along this hallway, to the right are going to be shops. These are going to be your higher end shops. We have Palace Treasures right here. We have Royal Regalia here. And then Once Upon a Time. And these are going to be your higher end jewelry, accessories, clothing. We also have 3 Wishes here as well for watches and all those different things. And that takes us to Forward, which is the Walt Disney Theater. This will be the main level entrance. And to the right is your Preludes, which during show times will be open, and you can get popcorn and beverages and snacks for additional charges for purchase. Now to my left is where we can cut across, and these are going to be the Forward stairwell and elevators. Okay. The really interesting thing about this ship, there are only 2 sets of elevators, but they are color coded. Blue and red. Red is forward, blue is the aft, and so no matter where you are on the ship, you can be able to tell if you're in the front or the back just by the color of the carpet and the stairwell. It makes it so much easier to navigate and to know where exactly you are and what's going on. Super, super helpful. So we are in the forward elevators, and if we're going to continue across through here, we see the second side entrance into the Walt Disney Theater, where you have all of your main shows and evening entertainment. And again, there's another Preludes there to be able to get those additional things for the show. If we continue on this way back towards the atrium, we have additional shopping. Treasures Untold. Now, look out for our merchandise video, where you'll be able to see all the things that are available for purchase in each of these stores. Now as we come up here towards deck 3, we have our first parlor lounge, which is the Haunted Mansion parlor. Very, very highly anticipated for the ship, and I'm telling you right now, it did not disappoint. Stick around, I'll be able to show you some footage of that when that opens up, but that is a simply fantastic place to go and relax, and that is open to all ages until 9 p.m. So everybody can be able to go in and see what that looks like. To my left, we have the Skipper Society, which is open to the other side of the hallway. You can see through where those shops are that we just passed. So this can be accessed from both starboard and aft hallways. This is an area where they do lots of trivia events, family crafts events, different things like that. And then also a fun place to be able to come and get a beverage, drink of choice, and be able to relax. Continuing now still towards aft, come to another great lounge, the Scat Cat Lounge. Very similar to your Cadillac Lounge or your Ooh La La Parlor. There is a piano in there, and there's often live music. Great way to relax in the evenings between dinner and shows. But the Scat Cat Lounge does have the interior lounge area that is different music, different quiet, but it's also connected to the Scat Cat Hall, which those doors connect 2 and 4. So you can be able to get drinks here on the outside, or be able to go and sit down and enjoy a drink as well. Now here we are back in the atrium. You can see that to the left. Here to the right is going to be where you can access the kids clubs. This is super fun for kids. This is one checkpoint for the Oceaneers Club. You can come in and check in your kids here, and then they can be able to ride the slide all the way down into the kids club area. This is for the Oceaneers Club, so it's those for 3 to 10. Now if you don't want that, you can also come down the stairs here to your right. And that will take you here to the Oceaneers Club as well for your more traditional entrance. So much fun, so much fun. Now, for those who are a bit younger, this is also the deck. We're on now deck 2, where you can be able to access that. And that was your It's a Small World nursery, which if you come down this hallway, it is all the way down here at the end of this hallway. So those are the doors once they open that you can be able to see that It's a Small World nursery. And then the only other thing here on deck 2 are some staterooms. So let's head back towards those stairs and head back on up to deck 3. Now, back here on deck 3, as we go towards aft, we have our first of our main dining restaurants, and that is 1923. Now, those restaurants are set up pretty interestingly, almost like a really big U. So here you have your Walt Disney entrance. In the middle of it, here's your hallway to your aft elevators, which we'll take in just a second. And then on this side, you have your Roy Disney entrance. Now, for the most part, that doesn't matter, except for some excursions and for muster locations. They are separated and classified by name, so that does make it easier to know exactly which side to enter on. But if you were to go through this hallway to the elevators, and these are windows into the restaurant on our right and left. Now, this is one of my favorite pieces of artwork in the whole ship. Super cool, super cool. Now, this is a hallway that wraps around on both sides, so I can go either right or left. We're gonna take right. And again, these windows are still more restaurant to our right. And then this takes us to the aft elevators, which are blue. And that is deck 3. So let's head on up to deck 4. Now that we are here still in aft, so important thing is that there's the next main dining restaurant, which is right above 1923, and that is World of Marvel. And I can access it here through the elevators, and it also wraps around similarly to one below it, and I can walk around all these elevators to be able to access the rest of the ship as well. Worlds of Marvel. A very fun restaurant that I have to admit I completely underestimated. It's way cooler than I thought it would be, and I really enjoyed the evening show that we had. But watch for those restaurant reviews so we can be able to show you more about those. Now I'm gonna go starboard side. Here we're walking around the elevators. Now to our right are doors onto the outside deck, which is your walking track that you can be able to take all the way around the ship, similar to the other ships as well. But as we continue, again, this is the starboard side, we have our Hooks Barbary. And then we have one of our first cafes. This is the Hey Hey Cafe. It has some charging ports here, which is really nice place to relax. You can get your specialty coffee drinks as well as some other mixed drinks here as well. Very nice and convenient. Again, this is deck 4, starboard side. And here we come up on the atrium. Now, here still along the starboard side, now we have Bibbidi Bobbidi Boutique. Much more accessible in my opinion than some of the other ships. Very front and center, but this would be where people can come and get sparkled and princified and all the magic. Okay, here you have your DVC desk, kiosk, areas to sit and relax. These are stairs to go down to deck 3, or we can continue on. And we come to Sarabi, which is similar to the D Lounge on other ships, but it's an area to go in, stage, family area. They do karaoke, other events in here as well, and that has multiple entrances here on the front of the ship. Other things back here are going to be your other cinemas and entrance to the mezzanine level of the Walt Disney Theater. So as we can continue on, we have our Neverland Cinema entrance right here. Here is your mezzanine level entrance to the Walt Disney Theater. And then if we turn back around, here are your forward stairwell and elevators. And Now we come across the Wonderland Cinema. These are smaller than your Buena Vista theaters on the other class of ships, but they're separated into two, which means that there's more showings of different movies than the other ships. Also fun, in between these two, there's this hallway, which you can see the Neverland Cinema right across the hallway, but here's an additional preludes to be able to get snacks, treats, popcorn, beverages, anything that you might like while you are watching the show or in the activities there in Sarabi. This would be the Sarabi snacks. And this could also function as an option if you are using this entrance into the Walt Disney Theater. So this is usually running throughout the day. Okay, let's continue back here, port side, heading back towards midship. Now this side of the ship, you do have your Port Adventures desk, and you have your guest services desk as well. Here we are back at the Hey Hey Cafe, but we're going to continue on port side. And as we continue on, now we have the Untangled Salon, which is where they do facials, nails, hair, different things of that nature that you can be able to get services scheduled. And then here we are back at aft, and then you have entrance into the Worlds of Marvel restaurant, which again you can get to through walking straight through this side, or we can go on up to the next deck, deck 5. Now here on deck 5 is going to be your next kids area. So here we are in the aft elevators, and here is the entrance to Edge, which is going to be for kids aged 11 to 14, and also some 10-year-olds if you sign the waiver for them to be able to access it a little bit early. So if you can continue on. Now, if you remember, on decks 3 and 4, they had the main dining restaurant areas that were further ahead, just right over here. This one is just around the corner, but here's where you can find the third and final one, which is Plaza de Coco, which is down here and then down to the right and down a hallway. Absolutely beautiful restaurant, definitely one of my favorites. And then if you come heading towards forward here on port side, now you've got more shopping, which is Mickey's main sale to your left, which again, watch for that merchandise video. I'll be able to show you all the things in there. Now if you remember the deck below, we had Hey Hey Cafe. Here it is the Jade Cricket Cafe. Very similar in that you can get specialty coffee drinks, other mixed drinks, and just a quick and easy place to come and get some refreshment. And here we are into the topmost level to be able to see into the atrium. Alright, if we continue along the port side here, we have more shopping. This Mickey's main sale is pretty long and it extends all throughout midship. Again, this is port side, heading towards forward. we are heading towards some more entertainment areas and lounges. Good morning. Here we have a second level to our right of the Sarabi Lounge. A mezzanine level. It's the same one as we saw below. And right across from that, we have our Periscope pub. Now this is your sports bar here on deck. They have lots of screens in there that you can be able to watch various sporting events that are available, and they also have food items for additional purchase, as well as all the perfect beverages for those events. Now here to our left would be those forward elevators, or continuing on this way, just on the opposite side where Periscope Pub would be is Triton Lounge, which again is another area to be able to have events. These are more of the events for adults, some of the events that they have in the evenings, and just other things that are meant for adults to enjoy. Trivias, games, activities, things like that. Continuing now. Now we are heading towards aft here on the starboard side, here on deck 5. And you have Disney Studio. Good morning. More areas to sit and relax. So now we have come back to these aft elevators. But one of my favorite things here on deck 5 is all the way back on forward. So let's go there and adventure up from there. And that favorite thing that I was talking about is Senses Spa. Now here on port side is Senses Spa. Good morning. Here there are a number of products that you can purchase. This is also where you set up appointments for massages and facials and other treatments that they have available here. Down this hallway you have changing rooms, men and women. You also have all of your treatment rooms, and down there at the end of that hallway is the rainforest room. Literally one of my favorite places on the ship. As you exit out back through here, to your right are doors to the open deck here on deck 5. This is the Senses Spa side. And if you cross through these stairwell and elevator here, you get the fitness side of Senses. Which they have treadmills, ellipticals, cycle rooms where various classes are held that you can be able to sign up for. Lots of equipment. And this is the fitness side of Census. All right, and that brings us here to the forward stairwell. And that's deck 5, so let's head on up. Now decks 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10 are all exclusively staterooms. So we can just continue on here. However, there is one addition to deck 8 that you can access here from the aft elevator. I'm sorry, forward elevator. It's red. And that is the laundry room. Which in my opinion is one of the best upgrades to this new ship. This laundry room is amazing. And that is deck 8. So here we are on deck 11. Now everything forward from here and then the rest of the levels above are all going to be concierge staterooms. So that is the rest of forward from decks 11 and 12 and 13. So as we were to continue towards midship here, this is going to be your first of your outside decks. Let's make our way through here. Now here we are midship. It's a bit rainy today. But here you have your first of your outdoor bar areas right here midship. You've got your deck chairs and everything. You've got, now it's closed right now because of the rain, but up there is your stage, which also turns into a pool. You also have multiple pools on various decks over here as you venture up on towards the next open deck, which is deck 12. I'll have to take you guys up there when it's not raining. But as far as the rest of what's available here on deck 11, here I am midship. Now, there's two different main food options. If we were to continue towards forward, I'll take you there. We just walked there, but I'll show you. They have what's called the Festival of Foods, and there's multiple food options to try. And then if you go towards aft, that's where you're going to find Marceline's, which is your equivalent to cabanas that way. So let's head towards forward, and I'll show you the Festival of Foods. They do have two beverage stations here on deck 11. This is the first of them. You can get hot chocolate, tea, coffee, sodas, and this is open 24/7. So this is what I was talking about, the Festival of Foods. There's multiple kinds of foods that you can be able to get here. This first one is Donald's Cantina. delicious. By the way, all of this food here is delicious in my opinion. It's much more enjoyable than what you can find in the buffet, personally. So we've spent a lot of time out here. Normally here they have all the sauces and salsas and hot sauce. And continuing over here, we've got pizza pies, which they usually have 4 different pizzas to choose from that you can get by the slice. We usually have barbecue sauces here for the smokestack barbecue, which is phenomenal. Very, very good, very flavorful. You can get different meats and sides. Definitely a favorite of ours. Let's continue on. Now to my left here are the doors that we came through, and that will take you to the forward elevators. Right here we have Goofy's Grill. Again, with these condiment stations where you can get all of the sauces and everything that you need. And here we have Minnie's Delights, which you can get some fresh fruits and vegetables, and also, it's hard to see, but those machines back there are your soft serve ice cream, which is very popular and delicious, and they have multiple flavors throughout the ship. Well, ship's experience, throughout the excursions. Continuing along here, we have the Lookout, which you can get alcoholic beverages, some mixed drinks, and some fun things as well. As we continue on, here is your second drink station here on this top deck. If you recall, there was one of these bars directly across from us. Right there. And so they do have one on each side of the ship, which is nice. Here we are starboard side, heading towards aft, towards Marceline's. Let's see if we can walk through Marceline's today. Now this morning, though it is early, Marceline's is open and it is Churro Waffle Day, so it might be a bit busy, but let's go see what we can find. As you come in this way, you come across Jumbo Sweets. Jumbo Sweets is closed right now, but here is additional treats and snacks for purchase. There are sorbets and ice cream flavors. There's also macarons and cupcakes and cookies and lots of other wonderful treats to be able to get for additional purchase. So if we continue on this way, to the right is the second entrance to Marceline's, and through that you can also find the elevators and stairwell, or you can have your first entrance into Marceline.
Top it up. What's up again?
Is your omelet station. This is around the back of the ship. And then now we have the second side of Marceline's, which is the same as the other side, but just definitely makes it easier to access and more seating options as well. Now in between Marceline's here, you have another specialty coffee area where you can order specialty drinks. And on each side there are these kiosks right here, which is where you can go to pick up pre-ordered food items and also be able to make orders for allergy-friendly meals as well, to be able to, at least for us, absolutely, it's where we order the gluten-free things for Calvin. But if you have any other allergies, dairy, peanut, nut, or anything like that, you can come here and they are more than happy to help take care of you. So here we go as we exit Marceline's. This is all aft. It takes up the entire aft of the ship here on deck 11. Now I can go through those doors to be able to take us back out onto the outside deck. Here is also one of your last shops to see here on the ship. It's called Dory's Forget-Me-Nots. Again, tune in for the merchandise video to be able to see inside all of those things. Then we cannot forget the fun surprise that you can find. Let's go back here across the elevators.
For the sake of my job.
These stairs right here will take us up to deck 12, which you can also access through the main stairwell and elevators, but this is obviously more fun. But these doors right here, there's the Hero Zone, which is a really fun place for all the kids to come. They have your basketball and other sports equipment, and they also, this is where they set up the big Incredicourse, the blow-up obstacle course, which is a lot of fun for a lot of the kids. Calvin's had a lot of fun here. Also, right here is Vibe, which is for your teenagers. So it would be 15 to 17, and that is where Vibe is. If we continue this way, so here are those elevators, which takes you out to the upper outside deck. But again, it's raining. We'll have to do that tomorrow. Hopefully it'll be a little bit better, or maybe later today. I'm sure the rain will clear up. But across from the stairs here on deck 12 is your adult dining. So when we walk in here, you can see it's all Beauty and the Beast themed. This is the Rose. Which is very similar to Meridian on the Fantasy. But here, beautiful views. A beautiful place to come and relax. Enjoy a drink as you prepare for your dining, which is over here. We have Palo Steakhouse. Through those doors, and Enchanté. Which is through those doors. Again, this is deck 12 for your adult dining. So peaceful, relaxing, absolutely gorgeous. Out there is deck 12 and all of your exterior decks. Let's see if we can get some better weather later today or tomorrow morning. Can't wait to show it to you. And now we have a sunny day, so let's check out deck 12. When you come out to the right, it stairs to deck 13, which is the adult only area. But if you turn the other direction, you've got stairs up to the Aqua Mouse. So first, let's see what all of deck 12 looks like. Lots of seating, areas to relax. Right above us, that is part of the Aqua Mouse. Now it's not open right now, but this area right here is Wheezy's Freezies. You can get smoothies here, some other fun drinks. This area is also the kids' play area. With some more kid pools. Here is also where we have the Slidosaurus Rex, which is a slide that is a bit tamer than the Aqua Mouse. It's that orange slide right here, which then exits right here. Now heading back towards aft. We are now on port side. Still on deck 12. like I said, to the left and to the right are two separate things. Let's head on up to the Aqua Mouse for a second. Let's head back down so we can go back up the other side to check out the adult-only area on deck 13. Heading towards the back of the ship, venturing further into that adult-only area. This is a great place to come relax. It's fully enclosed indoors, beautiful views. You can also get specialty coffee drinks and other mixed drinks and beverages here as well. Perfect place. Again, this is the adult only area, deck 13. Also, from deck 13, we can go up to a little bit more secluded area, deck 14, only on this back side of the ship and aft. This is your smoking area. But let's come back down to deck 13 and then head on back over to that kids splash area because there's another access point to more of deck 13. heading back up to 13. Have a little bit of a half deck area to sit, and then continuing all the way up. This is deck 13. Then let's head on up to deck 14. Here is your Currents bar, poolside bar where you can get beverages on a nice hot cool day. There's more seating area. It's pretty windy up here, but this area is really nice with really good views. And this is forward. You have more adult areas and family areas. And that is the front, very front of the ship. This pool is nice and secluded. It is family friendly. There's a lifeguard and life vests as well. A little bit more private than everything down below. Definitely different ambiance and different music. On deck 12, you get the funnel vision and lots of other different noises. Right here is another smoking area. Head on back down. And that is the ship, the Disney Treasure. Thanks so much for watching, guys. Bye!